What does it mean? It means that I'm going here to shapes, to rectangle, yeah, and create a rectangle here. I'm going to the modifier, I'm gonna make it 550 by 550. And now I have my first rectangle. So what I'm going to do next, I'm gonna move it here in the middle to have all of them in the same line so we can see all of them. I'm gonna isolate this with Alt Q, yeah. With F3 I'm gonna go to the dark view so I can understand better what's happening. And right now I know that my object is on 0, 0. I'm gonna create with Shift and left click and moving it the Z axis. I'm gonna move the object and create a copy of it. And I'm gonna put this object of 50 because I know that the height of the top part is at 50. So right now I have two squares at 50 distance between them, yeah? Now with a snap toggle on, I'm gonna go to lines, shapes, and I'm gonna create lines between these corners. As you can see, it's snapping already on the corners, yeah? I'm gonna click on this and this, on object. So how do you do that? You click on the first one with left mouse button, on the second one with the left mouse button, and the program still wants to make more of them. So to close that, you click right mouse button. So I click on the right mouse button and it's closed. Now the program understands it's like kind of an enter. So left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, right mouse button. Now I'm gonna click on any object from the scene, but I'm gonna take the top one. It's not even an object, I'm sorry, it's a rectangle. I'm gonna click on any object in the scene, and I'm gonna go to modifier list, and I'm gonna apply an editable spline. So editable, we have editable mesh, blah blah, editable spline here. And now I'm gonna attach from here, from geometry, I'm gonna attach the rest of the objects that we have here. I'm gonna isolate again. So now I just created the top part, but only made of splines. You can't see anything because it doesn't have surfaces between these splines. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna apply a surface. Which is here. And in this moment, I have an object, because what happened? The program understood that I have all these lines connected to each other, the corners, and he's trying to create surfaces between them. It's a very good technique to be used in architecture, for example. If you're trying to make surfaces like Zaha did architecture or other this kind of curvy architecture, this is a very good method to use. So as you can see, it created, they are not perfectly straight, because I can tell him how many steps I want to have. The threshold is just saying how far these points are, and I'm going to say 1 millimeter, but I can have even less. And the steps of the object. So right now I just created a surface, and I can apply also a chamfer on this. And as you can see, it applied the chamfer. So now I just created the first object from the table, yeah? And I can create also the other one. The other objects, which are the legs. I just need to move this to the Z axis to 550. There's the other ones, right? And now I'm creating the legs. I'm gonna create also a rectangle. I'm gonna go to modifier. I'm gonna make it 50 by 50. I'm gonna make a copy of this. I'm gonna put it to 500. I'm gonna select these two, Alt Q to isolate them, go to top, they are one above the other one. I'm gonna go to line, go to the corners, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button to left mouse button. See here right now, because I moved my line when I arrived in the bottom part, it's not straight anymore. I don't know if you can see it here. So what's happening? For example, if I click on one corner and go to the other one, yeah, right away it's gonna go corner from corner. But when you have it here as a Bezier, it's gonna, if I click on it, I can, and I keep the left mouse button on, I can change the direction and the curvature of the line. This is also very important because many times you can get these kind of crazy lines and the object is not going to get closed at the end because he doesn't really understand what's happening with the geometry. So I'm going to click on it and just delete it for now. I'm going to explain later how this is actually working. So for example, if you click on the line and if I go corner from corner, now he's not going to do that anymore. Even though I click on the second corner and move it, it's still not doing that. So I'm creating leg. Now I'm gonna go to one of those objects and apply an editable spline and just attach all the other objects. One object, and I have the leg. Now, as you can see, it doesn't have surfaces between the edges, so I need to apply a surface. Exactly as last time. Surface is here, and now I have the object. On top of this, I'm gonna paste the chamfer modifier that we used before. Didn't go very well, as you can see, it has this line in the middle. But it doesn't matter for now. And now I'm just gonna go to top and try to add this object in the corner here. I'm gonna show you another modifier for now to copy this, to make a copy of this leg to the other point. I'm gonna use something which is called symmetry, and I push SY. Gonna go to symmetry, click on it, and I'm gonna tell to the symmetry that on OY I want to create. I'm gonna click on this small arrow, go to the mirror button and move this to the middle of the object and make it flip. Now I just created another two legs not by copying the object, but by creating a symmetry. But as you can see, these two, oh, sorry, let me close this. These two objects they are one object. And now if I want to create the other two legs, I'm just going to create another symmetry. I'm going to flip also this one. Click here the small arrow to move the gizmo, which is this object here in the middle. And I have the other object. I'm gonna apply the material on it, and I'm gonna minimize this and now move also this light somewhere else. It's exactly above the table. Shift F2, you can see exactly what is rendering. So right now, as you can see, we created one tape by 3 different ways. The first one, we use only normal objects, primitive objects from here, from the geometry, standard primitives, only boxes. It's all created by boxes. The second one is created by editable poly, and it is one object. And the last one is created from splines, where we apply surfaces and we have exactly the same object. If you go on the close-ups, you can see that all of them, they are looking kind of the same, with kind of the same details. For those ones who want to understand better how I did all of this, you can find it on my Patreon. I'm gonna save the scene there so you can actually use it. And yeah, if you want to see exactly how I did it, you can just go there. So these are the ways to model furniture or any other objects in 3D Studio Max. Okay guys, this is the second episode from this channel. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know in the comments which option of modeling do you find it better for you and why. I will try to respond as soon as possible. Please don't forget to subscribe. On the next episode, I'm going to talk about another very important topic, which is the rendering. How do you render a project? We're gonna use this 3D model to create materials, textures, and light. Eventually, probably we're gonna use an HDRI to illuminate the whole scene. We're gonna make some renders for it, and I'm gonna show you how to create renders. So please subscribe and see you next time. Bye.